I don't review TV shows really. I mean, I have years ago in the past, but this video is probably better because I've actually seen every episode of the show, so I can give a more in-depth review. Yeah, this is a review on a new TV show that came out a few weeks ago, and that's The Miniature Wife. So the plot of the show is that there's a couple named the Little Johns, Lindy played by Elizabeth Banks and Les played by Matthew McFadden, and they're having a lot of marriage problems. They're really fighting because Lindy feels that Les focuses too much on his job because Les is an inventor and he invents a shrinking gas which is used to shrink a bunch of stuff to save up on resources. So, the world isn't full of so much resources all crowding the world. Like one cob of corn can literally shrink down and make hundreds of corn. So he thinks it could be a solution to world hunger and also save up on resources and potentially stop, the harm of marketing goods and distribution. While Lindy is a teacher and she finds out that Les's coworker Richard sent her students a short story under in the paper under Lindy's name, which really angers her. So her student basically frames she gets framed for publishing her student's short story, and of course you can imagine her student's not happy with it. So she's really upset and angry with Les. And while they're at an event at a dinner, while Les is presenting his shrinking gas invention, she then discovers the box which has a little toy tractor which has the shrinking gas, and he repeatedly tells her, "No, you don't press that, don't press that." But she does, and all of a sudden she's shrunk into 6 inches tall. So obviously she's upset. So they have a big marriage fight and try to find out what they can do to get her back to her normal height, and hopefully Lindy can survive being shrunken. I know what you're all gonna say. I know what you're all gonna say. You're gonna say, you just watched the show because Elizabeth Banks was in it. Maybe there is some truth to that, but I was really interested in this show. I actually knew about it when it was first announced, like 2 years ago or so. I was like, the miniature wife? So, like, is she literally small? Is it about her being shrunken? Oh my god, tiny Elizabeth Banks? That sounds like the most adorable thing ever. And, well, for better or worse, I was right. Yeah, was a very fun show. I think it's definitely a show unlike any other. I know this sounds like goofy, like it is a goofy show, but it's also weirdly really thought provoking. Like it's a comedy drama. Like the whole show I said is about marriage problems, and I think the fact that Lindy is shrunken, like it actually adds to a lot of the suspense, and you really feel sorry for her. Because the whole problem is that Lindy really hates the fact that Les invented something that can shrink her, even though that was basically her fault, even though he repeatedly told her not to. Although, not to give anything away, but there is a twist. There's more to it than just a little thing about her misunderstanding the shrinking gas. There's actually a twist to it that, no joke, it made my jaw drop. Like, it was very suspenseful. And I know you're going to say, whoa, you're just so easily, entertained. No, I think with a show like this, you don't know where it's gonna go. I think with a TV show like this, I think this works better than a flat out movie because I feel like with every episode, I think it actually builds up suspense. It's not just one movie. Like if this was a movie, like it'd just be done and over with in an hour. Like you'd be like, "Oh, it just came and went." So that's what happens. But no, it builds up to the suspense with every episode because well, in Canada at least, not every episode of the show is out yet. It comes out every Thursday. Although I was down in the States a few weeks ago, and my brother got me away to watch the show. So yeah, I was able to see the whole thing, and I loved the show. I thought it was a lot of fun, and it's basically what I was expecting. Like it's crazy, it's fun, but also very thought provoking. Like I said, I mean, yes, there's a lot of goofy scenarios. Like there's a lot of scenarios where she deals with being shrunken and the world is so huge to her and big and scary, and it adds to a lot of suspense. It's very Honey I Shrunk the Kids esque, which I know a lot of people have been comparing this show to that. And well, that movie did give me nightmares as a kid, and no, this did not give me nightmares, even though it happened to dear Elizabeth. Okay, but joking aside, Elizabeth was amazing in this show. And I'm not just saying that just because how I feel about her. I think she worked amazing in a show like this because Elizabeth Banks is one of those actresses who's not one note. Like, she is goofy and has a big sense of humor, which is why I like seeing her in a lot of comedies. But she's also a great dramatic actress. Like, if you've seen like stuff like Invincible, or she was in Seabiscuit, and even some other serious movies like Catch Me If You Can and such, she's actually a really good serious actress. Like, she has that kind of fun innocence to her. Like, she kind of has that fun mom that's cooler than your actual mom kind of vibe. Like, she really has that role where she can play a really strange character. Like, she can play someone who's 6 inches tall and she fits right in. Like, she doesn't question it. Like, she actually embraces what she's like. She captures the fear, the anxiety, the anger, and you really sympathize with her. Because, and no, I'm not just saying that because, like, in this scenario, I would feel sad if anybody was 6 inches tall because I have a hyper empathy problem. and and she does deliver it in such a great way. Although, yeah, some of her outbursts can be funny. Her little tiny tantrums can be a little funny from from time to time. So it's a good balance of being funny but also sympathetic. And I do like the character of Les, how they could have easily just made him the antagonist. Like, in a show like this, I'm glad the show wasn't about toxic relationships because, like, I don't know why so many rom coms nowadays are about toxic relationships. Like, that's not romantic. Like, you shouldn't make stuff like that. Why? I mean, yes, this is about marriage troubles, but nothing incredibly bad happens. Like, no one's abusive to one another. I mean, yeah, there's slapsticky type scenarios, but nothing horrible. Like, you don't see them try to beat each other or anything. So at least that's good. It's very safe. It's just fun and goofy. I mean, yes, there is like some slapsticky type scenarios, particularly in episode 8 where it basically becomes Home Alone, where she basically has like little toothpicks that she uses as arrows, and she puts on like black war paint, and she tries to like he tries to like she like stands on her. It's basically like Gulliver's Travels. She ties Les down, and like tries to put a pin in his face. Like, it's just funny stuff like that. Like, it's nothing seriously dark. Like, it's just a comedy show. Like, it's more so the emotions that's really the suspense rather than the actual physicality of being shrunken. I mean, she does deal with a couple things like that. Like in episode 4, like a fly comes after her and it's very Matrix-esque. Like, she tries to dodge the fly and pulls a pin out of a pin cushion, and there's like a slow-mo, you know, type of shot. Like, it's very, like, it's almost like a Matrix reference. Like, it's just silly stuff like that. And like I said, I love that it embraces the silliness, because you can't just have her be small and assume that's enough to make it fun. You got to make it really fun. And not just Elizabeth, Matthew McFadden is actually really good in this. And I feel his deadpan delivery is actually really funny. I mean, sure, like, he doesn't, like Lindy, he does have a lot of flaws and isn't the best character. And sometimes you're just like, what? I don't agree with his actions, but sometimes you don't agree with Lindy's actions either. So it's a really complicated story about who you really should root for. And I love shows like that. They keep you intrigued, and the more that they show, the more you start to question, who do you feel sorry for? The one who's being yelled at, or the one who's literally 6 inches tall? So it's definitely a crazy show. It even embraces the shrinking stuff a lot. Like, even other people get shrunk. Like, later in the show, he Lindy does have an affair with another man named Richard, who's Les's coworker, and you do kind of feel bad. Like, that's what I mean when I say, like, it's not just one-sided Elizabeth Banks torture. Like, you start to question, like, ooh, like, I don't know, having an affair, like, that's not good. Cheating is never good. But you kind of also start to question, though he is treating her nicer, so it's like a really weird thing that you can't really put your finger on. And the effects are okay. Like, some of the green screen is pretty obvious. Like, you can like, whenever Elizabeth Banks is like sitting down, or she's there, like, you can tell, like, it's like a blue screen effect. I mean, it doesn't look awful. Like, it doesn't just look like she's badly edited. It's more so the lighting. Like, you can kind of tell she's just an effect. But that aside, that does I give it credit. But I'll give it a pass because it's a TV show and it probably didn't have the hugest time to make it. Because when you make a movie, you have years to make it. When you're making episodes of a show, you're just focusing on trying to film and edit everything. So I can let it pass for some of the wonky green screen, but like it's not horrible. It doesn't blend as much as it should. I don't know how to describe it, but it's a really fun show. I had a really fun time with it, and it was definitely worth all the interest I was having for it, because when it was announced, I was like I said, I was like, the miniature wife, Tiny Elizabeth Banks sounds cute. I would definitely watch it, and I did. Even okay, maybe I did feel really bad for her in a lot of cases, but joking aside, it's a really fun show. If you like rom-com shows that have a lot of drama, or if you like really bonkers bananas premises of like stuff like Size Change, and if that stuff doesn't distract you and it doesn't take you out of the drama, this is a really good show to watch. It's a lot of fun, and even if it doesn't always have the best effects, it's still really good. It has some great acting, and not just Elizabeth Banks, but like I said, Matthew McFadden is really good in this. I think both of them make a really great comedy duo, and it's a really fun show that keeps you guessing the whole way, and there's a lot of suspense to add to it. So I had a blast with this show. I thought it was a ton of fun. Hopefully they don't make a season two. I I would rather be 6 inches tall the rest of my life than see it happen to dear Elizabeth again. Okay, in all seriousness, yes, I had a lot of fun with this show. I thought it, without spoiling, it ended on a very fun, great note. So I was very happy with it. I thought it was an extremely fun show. So take care, everybody.